really, the more you can sort of fill yourself up and love yourself, the less you will find that appealing, if that makes sense. And I think it's a mixture of two things. Some of it is just habit as well, and familiarity. And so there is some kind of proactive stuff I think you can do around maintenance work around that, and even almost just kind of reminding yourself that everything's a choice. You know, every message I send is a choice. Even every thought I have in a way is a choice. And I know that can be arguable sometimes because our thoughts can really overwhelm us and control us. And, you know, then thoughts in many ways create our feelings and our emotional state, right? And it's so often that way round. But we experience it as the opposite. So we think we're having a negative feeling and then we have a thought about it, but often it's actually a thought that occurs that creates a negative feeling. And so that's really important to remember, I think, as well, when you're kind of not feeling great or having those feelings of attraction for someone who's unavailable. So I think there's a mixture of things you can do. There's a sort of practical side in terms of sort of actions you can take. So sometimes it's helpful to make lists, you know, pros and cons of this person, even pros and cons of someone who's unavailable, you know, just sort of getting quite logical and black and white about it, sort of writing it down on 2 columns, you know, pros and cons, and suddenly immediately your brain chemistry almost will shift. You know, it can be quite grounding. And as you know, I use a lot of sort of writing and journaling, the history, the stuff that we get from actually getting it out of here and onto a page, I think is such a great clearing process and clarifying process, right? Because it's getting it out of us and into reality, and then we can kind of see it in the kind of cold light of day and also see it for what it is. And it's sort of like, okay, I'm having this feeling about this person, but actually this is the reality of it. Is that really what I'm choosing? And what can I choose that's different from that? Keep yourself full and to keep filling yourself up and to really keep building that into your day and into your life in terms of joy and creativity and pleasing yourself, putting yourself first, which is something that can be so alien as women as well. We're so kind of hardwired to make sure everyone else is okay first and then kind of like grab for the oxygen mask when there's none left, you know. It's like, oh, you know. And then actually when we're depleted and empty is often when we kind of want that fix of the unavailable person or the piece of cake or the glass of wine or whatever it is. You know, some of those things are more harmful than others, so we have to kind of, you know, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So it's
It